telling myself before the whole game, you belong here. You're supposed to be here. You belong in this moment.
Wow.
When that moment came, I just didn't blink.
First we gonna rock, then we gonna fold, then we let it pop, don't let it go.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Bring the Juice podcast. The piss is hot. The energy is there. Today in the studio, we got QB1 for the Fresno State Bulldogs, Jake Haener. Jake, say what's up to Bring the Juice Nation.
Bring the juice. How we doing, baby? Hey, me and Frank are dripped out today for this episode. Let me tell you. We're premiering the new Bring the Juice headbands.
The newest headbands on the market. They help you think better in your athletic IQ. They help you run faster, jump higher, throw the ball further, catch
Mental
the ball for
awareness is
touchdowns.
through the roof with them.
I just feel locked in.
I do too.
So I had custom microfibers made for these headbands that made the blood flow in your brain.
State of the art, never before seen.
They are, and they do happen to have the Bring the Juice logo on. We're thinking about having a Bring the Juice player of the week every week, maybe a play of the week.
Oh.
These guys might get a headband.
Oh, I would like that.
A lot of headbands, a lot of different states, different sports.
Different styles.
But on this episode, the headband is present. We're also rocking the pit vise because
why not?
Why not? Best thing. Jake, wow. Well, the show has developed since you last been on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
You have developed since you last been on the pod. The boys are bopping.
I guess, yeah, you could say that.
Some might say the boys are bopping.
Some might say the boys, yeah.
So, in your roller coaster of a college football career that you've had in your life, like, how has it been just internally as emotions in your journey so far?
Yeah, it's been... when I was going into college, I never would have thought that, number one, I'd be sitting here with Bring the Juice.
Wow.
But second, just everything that has transpired in my 6 years that I've been going about my business, it's really, I think, helped me mature into the, young man that I'm becoming.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely attest to that. Like, when I met you, we hit it off early. They had a, first question, you got to say a fun fact about yourself.
Yeah.
Most guys are, I'm really good at Madden. I like 2K. Anybody can catch these hands.
Mm-hmm.
Jake was duck hunting, I believe.
Yeah, I think
gravitated towards each other due to that alone.
Mm-hmm.
And, next thing you know, a friendship occurs. You got my little brother as a friend now, too.
Yeah.
You're part of the family.
I'm just part of the Dalena clan.
Wow.
I know. I feel honored, man. No,
Dude.
But it's coming to Fresno has obviously been the best decision that I've made, and obviously staying in Fresno will end up being the best decision that I've ever made. So it's been great, man.
Dude, I love it. Let's just dive into it a little bit. Like, as a quarterback, you are known. Your role is supposed to be one of the many hats you wear is a leader.
Yeah.
As a QB, though, what do you think? What kind of leader are you? What is the biggest trait to have as a leader?
When I was younger, I felt like I always tried to lead by example, but I feel like the more established you get, the more people start to respect the way you work and understand that you are leading from the front. I feel like you need to develop those relationships and help understand, number one, like who you're dealing with. That's the biggest thing. Like, how are you going to approach Frank Dalena?
Sure.
It might be different. Like, if I'm going to go approach Cyrus Tuitele,
sure, it's
going to be a different approach. And I feel like the older I've gotten, the more people that I've met, I feel like I have developed just the trait to understand people better and really form relationships with people. Yeah. I think that's what comes down to. And being a leader is, not always the most fun. You got to tell people what they don't want to hear at times. And I feel like we've done a good job over there at State, just holding a standard and allowing people to hear sometimes what they don't want to. And, the guys have done a really good job of accepting criticism from, other players. And, I do the same thing. I take it in, and if somebody has something to say to me, I listen. But I think the first step is definitely relationships towards, being a great leader.
I like that you brought that up, and I think relationships are huge, not only in being a leader of a football team, but in life as a family man, building relationships for business, to get ahead within the community, to, you want to do something great and you need some people in your corner. Well, you can't just pull it out of your ass. You got to have some relationships, some people by your side, some people that believe in you and trust you based off your character.
The thing is with that, Frank, let me add something real quick. The thing with that if you get on so-and-so just to get on them,
Yeah.
you don't have a relationship with them, how are they going to react?
They're going to think you're attacking them.
Yeah, you're attacking, you're coming at them.
Yes.
If I have the relationship that we have, and something's going on one night and we get after something, I get on you for whatever,
Sure.
or even in the workplace, we have a disagreement, but you know that I have your best interest.
Yeah.
It's all that matters, man.
Totally.
And if that person knows that you generally care about them and want what's best for them, I feel like they can diagnose what you're coming at, how you're coming at them much better.
I agree. And, in my time at Fresno State, I know you caught the last end of that. I always thought it was important for winning teams for every single person on that team to have a relationship with another person.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it from the perspective of if we were at the airport and the whole team left, but they had to leave 2 people and I was one, would I be able to eat lunch and have a conversation with any single person that was left on the team along with me?
Yeah.
Could I would it be awkward? Would there be beef? Or could I get to know the person and form a relationship? And it doesn't mean you got to go take them to your birthday party every week.
Just little things.
It's the little things.
Yeah.
It's enough to say, hey, I care about you. We're working towards a similar common interest of things, which in your case is winning football games.
Mm-hmm.
And you know damn well, special teams, special organizations, special things happen when a group comes together that is attacking a similar goal.
Yeah.
And I think you are mature enough in your age and in your experience of college football and life now, dealing with people, to where you could understand, hey, if you want to win this year, you got to throw the ball and all that, but that's one of the most important things.
I feel like that's the last piece to forming a championship team and a championship program. If you have guys that are talented, great, you have a great chance to win.
Yeah.
But you never see the most talented teams just win. There's something else that brings them together, and I think that's the relationship piece. Yeah, sure, Alabama, Ohio State, they have a ton of really talented guys, but I guarantee you that those coaches, those players, they all have a special connection with each other, and they all care. There's no animosity on the sideline. If somebody has a disagreement, you might see that they have a disagreement, but 5 or 10 minutes later, they're talking about how it happened and how they can move forward and solve the problem. And I think that's what separates people.
It's a huge sense of maturity to take. And, we're talking here. I'm old. I'm 25 now. I feel old.
I feel old too.
We're not that old of people, though. And I think there's a lot of people that I've learned in the workplace, having an adult life, that they still can't comprehend the fact of, hey, I'm going to give you a little constructive criticism right here. Yeah, you're not doing that perfect. I'm on your ass a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to go and cry in the corner like a little crybaby? Or are you going to be able to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. I'm going to reevaluate and see how we can move forward from this.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing with my position.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of the most criticized people on the football field. And I think one of the other things is being able to silence all the other critics and focus on the people that matter most to you. And that's when it goes back to relationships. The people that you trust the most, the people that you care about the most, are the people you probably want to take the criticism from. Mm-hmm. And people like Coach Tedford, Kirby, John Beck, those kind of people, they are helping me understand, 1, how to play better, and 2, how to perfect my craft. Right. And if they're coming at me with the approach of, Jake, hey, I thought you did this really great, but you could have done this better on this play.
Right.
I'll evaluate it, look at the tape, talk to them about it, and try to not make the same mistake twice.
And I mean, that's all you can do.
And that's how you get better
You have to.
in life and in football. I mean, if you're talking to your spouse and she wants you to do something differently, get home earlier, blah, 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 sure, you make the amends to, finish up work 30, 40 minutes earlier so you can meet her at 6:30 for dinner.
Yeah.
Just how you do it, man.
Every relationship is a two-way street.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I always looked at. And I even look at it in my I think of people that I would text message first every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I would think to myself, hey, if I didn't text this guy first, I didn't reach out to him first, will we still be friends?
Yeah.
Would he call me? Would he check in on me? I'm not saying he's got to do it once a week, once a month. Shit, if it's one time a year, he says, you know what, I want to see how Frank's doing. Yeah. Then I know that guy at least has some sort of an ounce of friendship left in me.
Yeah.
But if I'm just hitting him up every weekend to see what he's doing, he's like, I can't do this or I can't do that. Over time, what value is he bringing into my life?
You want people that are going to make you better, brother.
You got to surround yourself with people that are going to make you better. You're not getting better, you're getting worse every single day in every attribute there is to life.
Exactly right.
So, Jake, in this offseason, you guys had a great year last year. Job wasn't finished.
Yeah.
But in this offseason, I know you've had a lot of preseason award watch lists, some accolades, some, I wouldn't call them a lot of what ifs, but a lot of potential. The hype's building. There's a wave of emotion where you guys as a team are getting a target on your back, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But what are you doing to stay locked in? Because I think the younger athletes, you hit a point where you're, there is a target on your back in some situations. Do you have any advice for the younger athletes out there?
I've been doing a lot of sports psych stuff the last, 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really helped me understand, just put things in perspective of how I want to approach things this next year. One of the first things I did was eliminate most of my social media. Mm-hmm. I have my brother running my Twitter, my Instagram. I'm not nearly on as much as I used to, and I'm really only doing it for, number one, the brand and the people that I guess you could say mentor. But like there's young kids that follow me, people, some like high school friends. Some people want to see that, I'm still around, how I'm doing, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. So that is with my other phone. I have a new separate contact and just a different number that I'm using and that I will continue to use throughout the season to help me stay focused on the task at hand. And that's just close friends, people like that in that nature, coaches, teammates that are going to be basically accessing that contact and just staying in touch with me. When I need to hear from them. And if things are tough, which they will this season, through the highs and the lows, I only want those people reaching out to me. Not because I have anything bad with the other people. It's just this job and this life can get very hectic. I think you could say that's a fair word. And I think you just want to do everything you can to stay totally focused on your team and the task. And so Coach Tedford helped me establish that I needed to get a different line, and he was the guy who told me to jump on that. And I think that's one of the main things that will help me a lot this year. Right. Last year I only had one contact and people were blowing it up left and right. You got 500-600 text messages on your phone at one time, and then you got all your social media on top of it. It gets crazy. So I think that was the first thing that I needed to eliminate, and then also basically just allowing yourself to eliminate expectations. Right. And when I say eliminate expectations, there can be things that one of the guys that I'm talking to, John, he's my quarterback coach in LA. He said that expectations can be poisonous. And when you talk about that, you talk about, okay, I'm going to look 13 weeks down the road.
Sure.
A lot can happen in 13 weeks in a football season. Your left tackle could get hurt. Your Mike linebacker could get hurt. Receivers can go down. A lot of things that are out of your control can alter those 13 weeks and how your expectations are supposed to go. Right. Therefore, I just wanted to start allowing myself to live in a week-to-week basis, a day-by-day approach, and really just focus on how I can get better each day. And if you do that, you stop looking at week 3 against USC like everyone's doing.
No, I know.
And you start focusing on Cal Poly because that's the first task. If we get out to a great start against Cal Poly and do what we're supposed to do, we're going to feel really good about ourselves. And then you got to attack
on to the next one.
Oregon State. And then after that game, after you take care of business there, then you can focus on SC. And I think you're just allowing yourself to really stay present and not really focus on everything that's outside of your control. Right. So that was one of the main things that I've been trying to focus on this offseason. And also I learned from UCLA. After week 4, you still got to play 8 more games. Yeah. And after those 8 games, then you got to play a bowl game. Right. So there's just a lot of things you got to focus on week to week. And I think I'm doing a much better job at that.
Well, I mean, you obviously are maturing with it. Having good people in your corner, such as Coach Tedford, your quarterback trainer from LA, John. Those are assets to have that they're honestly... you can't put a value on them. Mm-hmm. It's something that comes with the territory, like you said. But if you could swing that maturity into propelling you for laser focus, you can't go 12-0 without just going 1-0 first, 2-0, then 3-0, etc. And as you said, you got to take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, one practice at a time.
Yeah.
You're about to start camp. Well, this is going to drop. Camp's going to be over probably. But long story short, it's still, you're right now at this point, you're focusing on Cal Poly.
Yeah. I mean, he was telling me, though, like, how many teams realistically in Fresno State history have ever gone 12-0?
No
None.
team's ever gone 12-0.
None.
I don't know what the highest they've gone with a goose egg.
I'm just what I'm saying. Like,
9-0?
I think 8. I think in 01 they lost to Boise. Maybe 7. I'm just like trying to put it in perspective. There's never been a team in Fresno State history that's gone 12-0. Yeah, you want to go to a New Year's Six bowl game. Yeah, you want to win the conference championship. Yeah, you want to go 12-0. But at the same time, it's never been done.
Mm-mm.
So what are you trying to like?
Yeah.
You go one at a time.
You have to.
That's the approach you have to have, and nothing's going to get done if you look, like I said, 13 weeks down the road. Check your calendar and say, okay, December 12th, we're going to be playing at Fresno. We're going to be playing Boise State for the Mountain West Championship. Done. That's what we're doing. There's so much more that has to go in front of that.
Like you said, million variables, million things can happen in between. Football seasons, it's like its own dimension in time and space because so many little details are going into it, and it's hard to keep track of. But the higher you go up into this business that they call football, you learn, you adapt.
Yeah.
Jake, so what do you do? In those days you don't want to wake up anymore to go lift, to go get better. What gets your ass out of bed to keep you from becoming soft?
Well, I would say the one thing that I do every day that I've been doing since I got to college was wake up before my alarm. Automatically.
You're just excited to go? Or what?
I've never woke up and like just not been ready to go to a workout.
Yeah.
I have my routine that I have in the morning that's set that I do. Make my protein shake, take my supplements. Take a piss. Get my meals that I have, my pre-made meals that I have ready to go. Stack them up on the kitchen counter. After I do all my supplements and my shake, take my stuff and I go. Yeah. Obviously, you got to take the cold shower first because that
slows your heart rate down.
Slows the heart rate down, but
you in a little bit.
It really gets the mental ready to go.
So maybe I'm crazy. I know maybe you share this. I'm at the point where I can take cold showers and it gets me. It starts like fueling my fire. It gets my.
Oh, dude.
When I work out, I don't want to listen to like fire me up songs as much anymore. Of course, there's a time and a place.
Of course.
But for some reason, I can listen to like slow, dark country music, and I'm just like, I could rip a head off a horse or something like that right now. Like, let's max out.
Dude, I live to country music.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to hear whatever.
Yeah,
I'm in my own mental. I'm ready to go.
Max out to Whiskey Miners right now.
Dude, I mean, the biggest thing for me every morning is just staying to your routine. I feel like you have a routine and you have a process that you go by. It just becomes habit. We're all creatures of habit. It's all how you set your routine and set your schedule and how you want to perform. And that's all it comes down to. I have goals. I have aspirations. And at the end of the day, no one thought I was going to be in this position.
No.
And I only got there because of how I set my habits and set my standards and just live by it.
So would you say that you're easily like the most disciplined you've ever been in your life right now?
Yeah, I mean, I've got this pretty detailed, dialed-in meal plan that I change, I would say probably monthly according to my work schedule and how basically I need.
You also got to mix it up sometimes. Like things get vanilla or when you're eating the same shit every single day.
Yeah. My meal prep lady does a good job of helping me
hit different categories you need to hit.
I mean, I'm basically pretty strict. Right now I'm switching up for camp. I'm going 45, 25, 35, 45% carbs, 25 protein, 35 fat. And that's going to be pretty strict for the whole camp.
Yeah. Well, camp's its own beast.
Camp's its own beast, but I was functioning on a different percentage during this training cycle. And I just think it helps me, number one, feel the best, perform the best, and really just get my body to where it needs to be. And I think during camp, that percentage that I talked to with the strength warden over at Fresno State, Coach Andy Ward.
Great episode with Coach Andy Ward.
Oh, yeah. You guys should check it out if you haven't. But, we sat down and just talked about what we wanted my percentages to be going into camp. And he just said, all the, energy you're going to be burning, all the calories you're going to be just going through, you need to have a higher carb and fat intake. So that's going to help me just prepare and be the best version of myself throughout not the first 10 days of camp, but the entire camp.
Well, I don't know what their ratios are, but there's this restaurant in Fresno called Dervo's Deli. Have you heard of Dervo's?
I have heard of Dervo's.
So, Dervo's Deli is one of the premier delis, honestly, in California, but it's local here in Fresno. The old Deli Delicious, it's right by Red Wave Liquor, across the street from the Save Mart Center. They have the best chicken sandwich, I think, in the 559.
They've hit me up a couple times, actually. They run a smooth operation over there.
Oh, smooth operation. The owner, Justin, he's an OG, huge Dogs fan, huge 559 guy, which I appreciate a good 559 guy.
There's not a ton of them left.
There's not. It's a rare breed.
It really is.
And but he's
like yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
gotta point it out when I see it.
Maybe it's why we appreciate Dervo's Deli here at Bring the Juice.
I think that's why.
It could be. But go to Dervo's Deli. They're gonna start serving booze here. Jake's obviously not gonna be drinking booze there.
Of course
I'm
not.
for Jake though.
That's totally fine.
But if you need a cheat meal before, I think you should go check out Dervo's Deli and all of Bring the Juice Nation. Hop on in there. I'm gonna try to get this deal going where maybe you wear a Bring the Juice hat in and you get like a free soda or something.
That would be a great deal. Or better, the headband gets you a free chicken sandwich.
The headband. Something.
I mean, those are going to be exclusive. Though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a headband, you got something to you.
I got the perfect combo. On Mondays after a Fresno State home game, you've come in with your ticket, that proof that you went to the game to support the Dogs, and you got your Bring the Juice headband on. Possibly a picture
late in the third quarter just to prove that you stayed past halftime.
Something.
Just because I hate it when people leave past halftime. What does that do? What does that do for us?
Hey,
games are 1 win in the fourth quarter.
What else do you want to know? I mean,
gosh,
we like it dramatic.
That's what I'm saying, and we deliver.
Hey, hot and ready.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, so shout out to Dervo's Deli, our second sponsor for the day. I know that you like to keep your finances in order.
I do.
There is a bank locally called Fresno First Bank.
I have heard of them.
Huge supporters of the Bring the Juice Pod. Huge supporters of Fresno. Huge supporters of Fresno State football. And huge supporters of Jake Haener also. Here at Fresno First Bank, it's a local bank to Fresno and to the community. They have a strong connection with business owners to help them grow and succeed. They're super nice people in there. As soon as you get in there, they're never too busy for you. It's always direct contact. As soon as you walk in, a high five, a hug, a little head nod, what's up, buddy? Go Dogs.
Just the relationships we were talking about.
Right? Networking, good relationships, shaking hands, kissing babies. But they personalize the customer experience every single day. And if you're looking for a definitive banking experience where they're going to treat you like family and take a sound business approach to what you need, then Fresno First Bank is where you need to be.
I like that.
I mean, it's great. So
you couldn't have delivered it any better than that.
Wow.
That was
beautiful.
Spot on.
Like our headbands.
I love it.
Jake, okay. Out of every sport, who is the ultimate competitor?
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, and why? That's the first time that's been answered on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Just put all the personal stuff to the side.
I don't believe in personal stuff.
Put it all to the side. Put it all to the side.
Yeah, because everyone has their flaws.
I mean, everyone does. Especially being in that man's shoes. That guy.
A lot going on.
That guy is the ultimate competitor. He has the ultimate mental, his mental game is something that I thought really separated him. And I wish I was almost born 10 years earlier so I could really watch and understand and see his prime and just understand how the guy just really appreciate it. I was about 9 or 10 years old and watching him win at Torrey Pines in the 2008 U.S. Open. Right then and there, that man was just, the way he operates, the way he competes, I just felt like he never backed down, never got in his own head, just played the game, let his attitude flow with the game, and just trying to take your soul on the golf course.
Wow. Taking souls.
I know it's on the golf course, but dude, that is the golf is the ultimate mental game.
Oh.
As we know.
Right. Yes.
The amount of precision, the amount of practice, the amount of effort that goes into being a great golfer, I think is very underrated. There's so much time you have to spend.
Will you eventually? I talked to the previous Bring the Juice guest, Kenny Wiggins. I was at his house borrowing some money a couple days ago. we were chopping it up. We talked about Danny Woodhead. Danny Woodhead, great running back in the NFL, gritty dude.
Yeah.
They played in San Diego Chargers together. I said, yo, you know Danny Woodhead? And he's like, yeah, he's a grinder, man. And he goes, I said, the dude he just went pro, officially. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna follow in Danny Woodhead's footsteps?
Oh, he's a pro golfer now.
He was a pro NFL running back for multiple.
Oh yeah. I know who Danny Woodhead is.
He is now a professional golfer, like officially.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He went on the Corn Ferry Tour and everything.
He won something. I'm not as involved in the golf game as you are.
I'm gonna have to fact check this.
He went on Barstool Sports, and Big Cat asked him, "So how does it feel to be a professional golfer now?" So.
Wow.
That's my fact. I trust Big Cat.
Okay, yeah, as you should.
Yeah.
Those guys at Barstool, need to give me a little more love, but that's okay. That's a different topic. That's a different topic. That's okay. That's okay. I have my feelings about them. but yeah, Danny Woodhead. Wow, that's a great story. But yes, I think
so you want to take it up.
I think you could. It depends how long my career goes, but I think I do have a pretty decent little background in golf where I could potentially put a few hours in and see where it takes me.
So when you say a guy like Tiger Woods, where, like you said, the golf game is very mental, very locked in, a lot of frustration. It's very quiet. It's
monotonous. Yeah,
it's like there's this stigma there. It's also extremely fun with the boys. The boys are bopping. Energy can get really high.
Well, when you're playing like him, I don't think you're playing with the boys.
No, I know. But I'm saying, how can you take that Tiger Woods mindset where it's just the silent assassin taking souls and apply it to playing in a place like the Rose Bowl where there's people going absolutely ape shit?
So I had to write down. You mind if I pull this up on my phone?
Please do.
I had to write this down, and I'm pretty sure I had to send this to John.
Is it like a little goal ladder type thing? Or
It's not what you might expect. I can't remember if... Oh, I got it right here for you, buddy.
Wow.
Let me find his contact here. So basically, without taking too much time, as my weeks have progressed with talking to him, John Beck, great guy, played in the NFL, went to BYU, did that whole deal, was a second-round pick. Now he's coaching quarterbacks in the NFL and in college. He also has his... I want to say master's in sports psychology. So I've been meeting with him, and we've been basically talking about how we want to mentally prepare for this season. And the first thing that he had me write down was just talk about what I was feeling the entire UCLA game, the last two drives.
Yeah.
What was going through my head? What did that process feel like, and what was I feeling in that certain moment? You want to know what I wrote down?
Can you please?
It was about a full page. So we got nothing but time here.
This is my own podcast. It's not like we got to go to commercial or anything like that.
Okay.
We're good.
I'll just read exactly what I wrote down.
And you quote.
Winning feelings, UCLA. 6/24/22. Laser focused. No internal doubt. You're supposed to be here. You're prepared. Number 3, tension, anxiety, conservative approach did not exist to me in the moment. Think about that.
In the moment.
The tension, anxiety, and all the conservative approaches that you could have while playing the game didn't exist to me in that moment. Locked in on the present moment, deep breathing allowed me to feel a calming presence within myself. I quoted this, the clear. Knew I was made for a moment like this. Most importantly, knew I could not win the game in one play. Had to focus on that play that I was dealing with currently.
Wow.
That's what I had.
Yeah.
And I also quoted that with the 3 C's, confident, controlled, and capable.
Wow. That's bone chilling.
I was all
tattooed on you.
No, I don't think so. But I was also, you want to hear this? The best of all?
Yeah.
Black by Pearl Jam was playing in the back of my mind.
Really? Just like a little melody?
Just the last minute 40.
Just like it's on.
It was just clear. I can't explain it. It was just clear.
I mean,
there was no thoughts, but just
like it just happens. I love how you said. I mean, you can't put words into those types of situations.
One
of my questions I wrote down was, those big moments like UCLA.
Yeah.
How can you even prepare for those? I know there isn't a specific drill. I know that the logical answer is, what do you mean how? It's not a one-day thing. It's every single day, your entire life.
Yeah.
You should be prepared for that type of thing.
I was going to answer with saying I've been preparing since I first started playing ball, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you just, like I said, the schedule, the routine, the habits that you make prepare you for those moments.
The consistent attention to detail that you've taken every single day has led up to that.
And I will tell you this, that was the first real time that I felt being in perfect flow state.
Really?
During a game.
Just like?
Unintentionally, I was giving myself positive affirmations.
Yeah.
And I think positive affirmations are a big key to playing, being really good at whatever you do. Playing well, being good at life, doing whatever. Positive affirmations once a week can help your brain, I guess, say, come to grips with how you want to approach things and how you think you can do it. You verbalize it, you hear it. I was telling myself before the whole game, you belong here. You're supposed to be here. You belong in this moment.
Wow.
When that moment came, I just didn't blink.
Yeah.
I was just calm. I wasn't, oh my gosh, we got to go score. We got to go do this. We got to do that.
No.
One play at a time.
You have to.
And I think it's easier to say that than it is to actually get into that moment.
Yeah, we're chilling in a third bedroom of my house on a podcast right now. We can talk about it enjoyably.
Even if we weren't on the pod right now, this is exactly how I'd explain it to you.
On the sideline, there's definitely emotions flowing.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But to my point, this is exactly how I would explain it. There's two selves, self one and self two. I'm just starting to understand how self one and self two work against each other. Self two is the subconscious. Self one is the logic, your logical mind, your thought process. That's self one. When you're playing quarterback and you're playing football, if you can silence and turn the volume down on self one and allow self two to turn the volume up, that's where you want to be. That's where flow state exists.
Wow.
That's where you start to really understand how you can play the game and just play free and just react to everything in front of you. Because at this point in my career, I know the offense really well.
Yeah.
I know the offense like Kirby knows the offense.
No, I know.
We talk about the offense. We do the offense together every day. I don't have to think.
Offense.
I don't have to think anymore.
No.
To my point.
Right.
I can now allow my subconscious to turn up 5 clicks.
Right.
When you stop thinking, you stop talking, the logical mind will have doubt creep in, where you're saying that little voice in your head where I'm not feeling great today.
Right.
I'm foggy today. What happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? What happens if I throw a pick right now? You just turn that volume down. You allow that self to turn it up. You can't hear self one anymore. You just flow.
Flow. I love that.
You just flow, baby.
The positive. I feel like I'm in like a Matthew McConaughey, like we're filming an audiobook for Matthew McConaughey right now. And you're just humming.
Hey.
Zap, 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 zap. I'm not comparing this to, but it hit me like a backhand just now when you said just the positive affirmations.
Yeah.
When I had my skeleton journey, you're going head first.
Yeah.
Park City, Utah, there's 15 curves. They're all made of cement. They're 7 feet tall, 10 feet tall. If you don't turn correctly, you crash. Like it's like getting in a volunteered car accident, going 80 miles an hour, slapping in ice.
Yeah.
And that's the background. Point is, it's such the hardest part about the sport is you're going down a roller coaster with no brakes. So your heart is just pumping, insane. Your adrenaline's going through the freaking roof. But how do you slide good? They tell you to melt into your sled. So as I'm going 80, risking my life, I want to melt and just breathe and just be like a slippery slime down.
And allow self two to take over.
Self two has to take over.
It has
to take over. And I'll talk to myself because it's 15 curves. I'll go left, good. Right? Oh yeah, baby. Boom. Next turn. Hold it. Nice. And we're out. Head down, go. And I mean, And like I said, most skeleton athletes, you could do it literally blindfolded. You memorize the track.
Yeah.
But in big moments like that, you can't have logic. You just have to let that self-tune turn up.
Yeah.
Let that Pearl Jam freaking flow, baby.
Yeah. The thing is, people don't believe that there's two selves. A lot of people say, hey, no, there's only one you.
Yeah.
But in theory, there's really two. Self one and self two.
Self one and self two. Wow.
You like that?
I love that.
Well, take it and run with it.
Take it and run with it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I know you got your coaches in your corner. You got your influences in your life. Do you have a real role model in your position that you're in where you're like, this guy is who I want to follow? I know you brought up Tiger Woods. And you brought up that coach.
I guess role models, yeah, you can have people that really inspire you. Yeah, I've been big on really just kind of trying to understand people when I meet them and take bits and pieces, not the whole thing, just because I want to be my own person.
Well, who's some bits?
Yeah, I like to just take what's good and apply it to myself. And if it's, ends up not being what works for me, then I don't use it. But a mentor in my life that I really feel like was the reason I came back here is Coach Tedford.
Yeah.
The man has been along and has watched my journey since I was 9 or 10 years old.
Right.
I've known him since I was a kid. And I feel like he's always kind of just silently been that presence, kind of watching over how I've processed, how I've gone through the journey since I was, that age. When I was in 8th grade, the one person my dad called to ask if I should get held back in 8th grade was him. And he said, Jake's ready for another challenge. It's time for him to go to high school, because there was quarterbacks that were getting held back all across the country just for purposes of, college and being a year older and things like that. And he was always kind of just around. And that was the main reason why I wanted to spend my last year in college with him, was just to be able to have that relationship meet face to face. It never really met.
I was gonna say it really hasn't.
It really never met.
Like how it's gonna.
Yeah, it never really met face to face. And I think, like I told you, he was in 2016 a part of the Elite 11 when I got invited to the Elite 11 finals in LA, and then he ended up joining the staff at Washington, and he was really the reason I got offered at UW. Right. He was on the staff. He was an analyst that 2016 season. Ended up committing there, then takes a job at Fresno. Yet again, silently watching over everything just in case things didn't work out. Mm-hmm. Get into the portal. Who was the first call? Coach Tedford. Hey, man, what's going on? You want to come be a Bulldog? Let's do it. Yeah. Then he has to step away, and then everything transpired how it did, and
here we are.
Who was the first call after he got the job? Him.
Yeah.
No one else tried to call me from Fresno. It was him, and he gave me the opportunity to come back and make things right. And I think we've done a good job of trying to eliminate everything that's gone on since then. And I think we're past that now. And I'm just really excited to go, the next 5 months with him and just experience it and just close that last chapter of college.
I think when you're in a thing like college football or college athletics or any sport at any level, and you're again, it's not like you can do it forever. Mm-hmm. You are in the NFL. I feel like you kind of have let's see how long you can play. You don't really get to pick when you end, and if you do get to retire, well, you had a hell of a career.
Exactly.
College is kind of like it's a ticking time bomb, man. Like you got 3, 4, 5, some guys 6 and shit.
6. Hey, I'm riding it out.
It's fine, man. It's your journey, and I'm saying it is really special when you get to have a buildup of a year where you're like, hey, I trust the captain of this ship.
Mm-hmm.
I see him. I mean, Coach Tedford was on the pod a couple months ago.
Yeah.
The dude, to me, he's one of my mentors in my life.
Yeah.
He hasn't known me since I was 9, but he came into a program where I was there, and I had my things going on, and he influences people.
Yeah.
And
he's a people person first and foremost.
And I've heard a couple other podcasts talk about different coaches throughout the country: Saban, Belichick, Mike Leach.
Mm-hmm.
Just everyone's got their little quirks and all that.
Yeah.
DJ Fleck's been a big one lately.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Tedford, I do think he does care about his players. I
Yeah.
think there's people that preach, oh, we're a family, blah, blah, blah. We've all been a part of those.
Mm-hmm.
I truly think Coach Tedford does actually care about every single person who is underneath his reign.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, you got to gain his respect.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
You got to pull your own. You can't BS your way through anything in life.
Yeah.
But I'm pumped for you, the rest of the fellas, to get to be led into battle by a man like that, and not just him. He's got a good staff, and he's definitely seasoned, and he knows his shit.
He is. He definitely does, man. And like I said, just being able to learn from him this year, just after the lineage of quarterbacks that he's been able to coach and mentor, and obviously having the chance to see it firsthand now is something that I've been looking forward to for about 6-7 months now, and get to live it in the next 5. So
wow. Well, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So I've been asked, this became a tendency on the show now. I started it with Coach Tedford, and everyone who's been involved with Fresno State football I've now asked, because it's kind of becoming a thing.
Okay.
Would you get the Valley V branded on you?
Oh, boy.
Tedford said it's not a no.
It's not a no.
Oh, let's put it this way. Tedford comes in with the Valley V branded on him. Pat Hill is right behind him. Jake, you're up next. What are you doing?
Can you talk to me in about 5 months after the season?
Yeah, sure.
I'll come back on before I leave and do my draft prep stuff, and we'll do one last episode to kick it off, and I'll be able to answer that better for you. Just a little preview.
I just think, people have asked me, like...
I wouldn't say it's not a hell no.
No.
How big is the V?
I'm thinking, like, enough to where you can, like, see it. No, I don't want a giant V on.
That's what I'm saying. Like
maybe
if I could put it on my shoulder.
Poker chip size.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
If I could just put it on my shoulder.
Sure. Put it on your shoulder. It's there.
It would be there. I wouldn't have to see it.
It's just like I feel like.
But I know it's there.
You know it's there. I
would just have a hard time staring at a branded V on my.
What about like back of the arm? It's like it's showed on ESPN gets a little picture of it. You don't really see it.
Possible. If we go to a New Year's Six bowl game, I'll think about actually doing it. How about that?
If you go to New Year's Six game, I'm reading the brand on the sideline and the whole thing, hammering it out. But I think it's something. Put it this way: I don't see San Jose State having a brand. I don't see Nevada having a brand.
It's just a national. I think it's almost a national known thing.
I've talked to a lot of NFL dudes that have
the V, baby.
State. They know the V.
Oh yeah.
Every other school knows the V.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing like the V. There is no purple A for Alabama.
No.
There is no, green whatever for so and so.
There's the V. That's about it.
V Valley V.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to. I wanted to do. I don't know if I can because of licensing, but I want to have just like a Valley hat this year.
Oh.
Like kind of bring the juice style, just a fat Valley V on it. Maybe it'll bring the juice patch on the side or something. I think people in the Valley would love it.
Okay.
They love the bring the juice hats.
I heard that there was maybe in some rumblings that there could be a Valley V uniform.
All green? A green out?
Not a green out, but
something
possibly.
I have pitched.
Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure that it's
not
actually.
Quoted,
yeah, it's not quoted.
I have pitched to multiple coaches and equipment managers who have a lot of influence over this. I think Fresno State should have a helmet. It's just the OG red helmet, but one side you just go V on the side.
Oh, that would be pretty dirty.
Maybe even like V on one side and like
number.
Oh.
That would be hot, man.
I think people would attend that game just to see it. It would be OG. It would be absolutely.
I think it would be an instant classic.
I think it'd be
possibly like an Oregon State.
Doesn't it just feel right?
Like a Valley V. Tell them how it was like in 2001, coming back to the Valley.
They unscrewed the goalposts, bringing down Shaw.
Oh man,
I'm excited.
If we get that dub,
yeah.
That night's gonna be.
Get after it.
That night, we just have to have an instant podcast. Right after. In the locker room.
Yeah, you're gonna have the post game interview. I'll be like, hey,
it's
Stan,
pod time.
You gotta wait.
It's pod time.
We're
just a quick 25-minute pod.
Dude, not even that.
15?
Yes.
Just let's hammer it out. Get the equipment. Tell Jacob.
Jake's gonna be here.
Hey, let's go.
All right, it's done.
Get it set up.
It's
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be disappointed if I don't see it after.
You heard it here first. Jake, I appreciate your time. I know you got a lot of things coming up. Get after it this year. You got anything you want to say to the Juice Nation real quick?
First and foremost, I just want to say thanks for having me on. You've done a great job growing the brand. Hey, getting better each and every day. But I will say this. When it's all said and done here, the legacy that bring the juice and that I bring, it needs to be special, man. And I'm happy that we're both continuing to grow the brand. I appreciate our friendship.
Absolutely.
And I'm just excited for, what's to come in the next 5 months, brother.
Fire me up, baby.
Let's
We're
go.
gonna run, like you said already, we're running this back sometime soon. It's gonna be electric as usual.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Well, bring the Juice Nation. Get your piss on. Be sure to follow Jake Haener on all his social medias, even though he's not on them right now because he locked the hell in.
Yeah.
But do it anyways. Check out Dervos Deli. If you're a business owner, go to Fresno First Bank and cheer on your dogs this year, guys, and stay the whole game.
Stay the whole game and fill that.
Fill it up.
Fill that.
Yeah. Fill that place up.
Yeah, let's go. Fill it up. I need 40,000
week
week to week. I don't want to see half-filled student sections. No halfies, dude. I'm not a big halfie guy. Like if you're gonna go all in, be all in.
Should get off the pot. Right?
Exactly. And I don't want to see people staying out boozing at the tailgates.
Hey, I think we should have
drink your booze before the game and get in there.
We should have a siren that goes off 15 minutes before that says, "Hey,
it's go time.
Slam your beer.
Let's go.
Chug that fireball shot. Start walking to security. We gotta get out of here."
We need safe spaces though in the stadium. We don't need any more fights. Even though that was an iconic scene, no more fights in Valley Children's Stadium.
Dogs are friends.
Yes, we're all friends. We're all here to win.
We're all here to win.
And we're gonna do a lot of it. We're gonna do a lot of winning, baby. Frank, take it away, man.
All right, y'all. Long outro today. But shit, bring the juice, baby. Get your piss on.
Bring it, baby. Let's go.